I've been told that since the beginning of civilization, millions and millions of laws have been written. I've even heard someone suggest it was as many as several billion. And yet, taken all together, all those millions and millions of laws have not improved on the 10 Commandments one bit.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and welcome to this month's Live From. We normally do them on the first Wednesday of every month, but we wanted to wait until today to share with you a very special artifact, one that was just installed a few days ago, so that's again why we wanted to wait. It's an artifact that has never been in California. It's an artifact that hasn't been in the United States for 13 years. It's an artifact that, because of its need for preservation, it can only be in low light levels for 2 weeks every 2 years. And it's an artifact we have on display right now at the Reagan Library. Now, to allow more people to see it, we've actually extended our hours. So instead of being open from 10 to 5, we're open from 9 to 6. So we just opened our doors, so it's very possible that by the end of this Live From, we might have some guests wandering through the camera. But again, we really wanted to showcase this artifact with you. So before we highlight that artifact, we want to remind you that if you are watching live on YouTube or you are watching live on Facebook, we really do want to engage with you, have a conversation with you. Simply go to the chat box. Simply just put in your name and where you're watching so I can give you a shout out, or if you have a question about what I'm talking about or the Reagan Library or this exhibition, put that question in the chat box as well. I will do my best to answer it. I will be going to those screens multiple times throughout this live cast, so don't be shy. So if you do watch these, you might recall that just a few months ago, I think it was January, we came from this gallery. I literally think this exact same spot. And we talked to you about our brand new special exhibition, the Dead Sea Scrolls exhibition. Now, this exhibition we've had since November of 2024, and it highlights and it celebrates the most significant archaeological find in modern history. This exhibition allows visitors a first-hand look at the ancient manuscripts of the Israel Antiquities Authority, which provide profound understanding of the history, the culture, and the religious practices of ancient Judaism and the early formation of Christianity. Now, again, this exhibition is 10,000 square feet. It has over 200 artifacts, some of which have never left Israel before they came here to the Reagan Library, things like the Magdala stone, the Sea of Galilee boat, and we even have a 2-ton piece of the Western Wall. This exhibition also has 8 original Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, these scrolls are written on parchment and papyrus, written mainly in Hebrew, but also in Greek and Aramaic. And these scrolls, to make sure they preserve for as long as they can, these scrolls can only be in the light for 3 months every 5 years. Now, as such, we have this exhibition 9 months. So every 3 months, we're changing out the the scrolls. So if you came here when we first opened in November or December, you saw one set of scrolls. In late February, we switched them out for a new set of scrolls, which we have right now. And then the first week of June, we're switching them out for a third set of scrolls. So feasibly, you could come to the Reagan Library 3 different times during the length of the Dead Sea Scrolls exhibition, and you could see 24 different original scrolls. Pretty extraordinary. So why are we here today? Why are we back in this gallery? Well, we want to highlight a very specific artifact that was just installed and opened on Friday of last week. But really quickly, we're going to go to those screens and see if anyone's there for me to say hello to. So let's see. Doc Holliday says there is no audio. So can we please check? Can anyone who's watching tell me if there is still audio? I'm getting a thumbs up, so it was on your end. Okay, well, thank you. Edgardo, wish I could be there. We wish you could be here too. It's here through September 2nd. So on the off chance you happen to come through Los Angeles in any of these between now and then you can come see this exhibition. So please keep adding those live chats into those boxes. I want to keep talking to you. I'm going to go back to the screens momentarily, but no more delay. Why are we actually standing here? Well, if you are familiar with the Reagan Library, we tend to bring in exhibitions for 6 months. And we were only going to bring in the Dead Sea Scrolls exhibition for 6 months. And maybe 6 or 9 months before we went to go open, the Israel Antiquities Authority reached out to us, and we were supposed to be the second location on this big tour of theirs. And the first venue, they told us, had backed out. So would we take it first, they asked. And not only would we take it first, would we consider taking it for 9 months instead of 6 to help them fill the gap of the other location that was supposed to have it. So of course we said yes, we love to be first, we love to be the premier, but we asked a favor. We said to them, okay, if we take it for 9 months, what might you be able to do for us to something, maybe give us something extra, something special right in about the middle of the run to help bring more awareness to the exhibition and give visitors even more reason to come visit. And they came back immediately and said, we have just the thing for you. And boy, did they deliver. They provided us with the original 10 Commandments scroll. Again, never before seen in California, not in the United States for 13 years. Now, we get a lot of people asking, are the 10 Commandments on a stone tablet? No, they are actually written. They were written on leather. And it's, a scribe basically copied the 10 Commandments, so maybe perhaps the stone 10 Commandments, but a scribe copied them onto the leather. 30 copies of the 10 Commandment scrolls have been found. The one we have is the oldest known version to actually exist. It's quite extraordinary. And again, because of its preservation, it only can be in the light and very, very low light for 2 weeks. Every 2 years. We put it on display on Friday, February 11th. It will only be here through April 24th. That's only 8 more days. So please, if you are in the local area, this is your chance. Again, never before in California. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see the actual Dead Sea Scroll that has the 10 Commandments on it. So I'm going to give you more information about the 10 Commandments scroll, but quickly I'm going to go to the screens and see if there's anyone else on there. Oh, Tonette's coming with my brother. That is awesome. We are telling people we have limited tickets, so I want to make that clear to make sure that the crowds never get too big. So depending upon what day you come, some people are witnessing, maybe 15, 30-minute wait lines, but it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. Bill, greeting from England. Wow, I think you're 10 hours ahead of us. So I think 8 hours, 10 hours? Thank you so much for watching. That is really amazing. George is watching from Oak Park, California. I grew up in Oak Park, California. Great high school. Please keep adding in those comments, again, in your chat box in either YouTube or on Facebook. I love to talk to all of you, so I will go back to those screens 1 or 2 more times. So please keep adding those in. So let's talk about the 10 Commandment scroll. Again, I told you it's written on leather. Now, the 8 scrolls that we always have, they're written on papyrus and they're written on parchment. As such, the text, the ink that's used is a lot easier to read. The 10 Commandment scroll is written in leather and the ink is sort of sunk into that leather, so it's much more difficult to read, but you can still see it, and again, it's still spectacular. According to biblical narrative, God gave Moses the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai, again on stone tablets, and they were supposed to be used as sort of guiding principles for the community. Now, the scroll we have covers Deuteronomy 8:5 to 10, as well as 5:1 to 6:1. And those guiding principles that are on the 10 Commandments are still used today to help guide us with both moral and legal issues. So again, to see these, see the scroll with the 10 Commandments is so significant, especially because, this is the Holy Week. Whether you celebrate Easter, you celebrate Passover, what better way to sort of celebrate your faith than by seeing this very rare copy of the 10 Commandments. Let's go see if there's anyone else on the screen, and then we'll wrap this up because I can hear people in the background starting to come down to see this exhibition. Doc Holliday watching from Georgia, and misses and loves President Reagan. So do we. So thank you guys all for chatting. For those of you who chat, thank you for always tuning in. What I want to say for anyone who does live locally, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, we're only open with the scrolls for 2 weeks. We are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the Dead Sea Scrolls exhibition for those 2 weeks. The main Reagan Museum is only open 10 to 5. And once the 10 Commandment scroll leaves, everything, including the Dead Sea Scrolls exhibition, will only be open from 10 to 5. Because tickets are limited, we are selling out in a lot of different time periods. We sell tickets every 30 minutes. We sell out in time periods. We also sell out on specific days. So it's really important you purchase your tickets in advance, because we would hate for you to drive up here to find out that the time you got here were sold out. Really easy to do. Just go to reaganlibrary.com/Dead Sea Scrolls. That's reaganlibrary.com/Dead Sea Scrolls. Pre-purchase your tickets and then come on up. And again, like everything, those tickets don't just get you into the Dead Sea Scrolls and to see the 10 Commandments. It gets you into the entire campus, the Reagan Museum, the Air Force One Pavilion. You can make a day out of it. We have a cafe, beautiful outdoor grounds. So we really hope to see you here. Again, reaganlibrary.com/Dead Sea Scrolls. And next month in May, we will be back on schedule to be on the first Wednesday of the month. We'll see you there. Thanks so much for tuning in.
America can do better. We must move forward again by returning to the sound principles that never failed us when we lived up to them. Can we not begin by welcoming God back in our schools and by setting an example for children by striving to abide by His 10 Commandments and the Golden Rule?
The oldest known authentic copy of the 10 Commandments, a scroll never before displayed in California, is on exhibit for 2 weeks only as part of the Reagan Library's ongoing Dead Sea Scrolls exhibition, alongside the authentic Dead Sea Scrolls and over 200 ancient artifacts.
To see it with your own eyes is so vital and integral.
I'm blown away.
Visit the 10 Commandments, a limited time exhibit within the Dead Sea Scrolls at the Reagan Library.